Hello, darling. It's wonderful to see you again, and thanks for joining me for today's video. Okay, so this is just an update video. I'm out in Melbourne at the moment, where I've just had an ultrasound done on my gut. So hopefully I'm going to find out what's causing the pain. I mean, have you ever experienced pain? I mean, severe pain that's so bad, you can't move, you can't stop crying and screaming. Well, that's the type of pain that I have been experiencing. Well, I mean, not all the time, but occasionally, and I never know when the pain is going to come, and when it does, oh my God, it's horrendous, and therefore I have to take a painkiller, which do work, they do help, but they make me feel drowsy, and so therefore I end up falling asleep. But at least they do work. So I'm in Melbourne at the moment, and I'll give you a look where I'm packed up. So this is the view from my cab. It's very wet and raining today. I mean, the weather was lovely before. I mean, as I was driving over here, oh my God, it was nice and sunny and warm. And I couldn't believe how quickly the weather just changed. And all of a sudden, within less than a minute or two, the sky's covered in clouds and it just starts pouring down. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And so now it's really cold and windy and raining now, and I just couldn't believe how quickly the weather changed, but I suppose that's Melbourne weather, isn't it? It's Melbourne typical weather. But yeah, so I'm glad I've had that ultrasound done now. And the lady said that my doctor is going to be receiving the report tomorrow, but I'll go see him on Monday or early next week. And I didn't realise until she was rubbing me with the ultrasound thing, and I noticed that I'm really sore and tender around my rib cage. And I don't know, and I have no idea why I'm sore and tender. So I'm hoping to find out what's causing the pain, but I'm also hoping to find out that everything is okay, so yeah, I can't speculate at the moment. I'm not going to jump to conclusions either. I'm just not going to worry about it or think about it. And I'll see my doctor next week, and then he can tell me what's what. And hopefully everything's okay. I mean, because when we feel pain, especially severe pain, that's our body's way of telling us, oh look, there's something wrong, something's not right, Or else we wouldn't be experiencing pain, would we? And so that's why I've had the ultrasound done, is to find out what's causing this pain so I can get the pain to stop. So like I said, I'll worry about it early next week when I go see my doctor. But I'm glad I've got that ultrasound done, over and done with, so now I don't have to worry about it anymore. And so, yeah, so this is just a quick video, a quick update video, just letting you guys know that I've had an ultrasound down to find out what's causing the pain. You know, I mean, when the pain comes, when it's so bad, I can't even sit down, you know, and, you know, I have to take a painkiller straight away because it's so bad. And like I said, it doesn't come all the time, just occasionally. But when it does come, oh my God, every time, it's just really severe pain. And so therefore, I'm quite worried about what's causing the pain. And at the moment, I have no idea what could be causing the pain. I mean, it could be anything in my gut that could be causing the pain, couldn't it? So when I find out what my doctor says next week, I'll give you another update video then to let you know what's going on, because this is part of my journey, you know, because my channel is about my journey, isn't it? It's about my van life, about what I'm doing, where I'm going, what's happening, and blah, blah, blah. You know, so, I mean, like I mentioned in my last video that I was going to have a checkup on my gut and have a scan or an ultrasound done. And at that point I wasn't sure if it was going to be a scan or an ultrasound, but it has turned out to be an ultrasound, so I'm just glad I've got that over and done with now. So I don't have to worry about that anymore, so that's good. And now I've got to try and find my way back home. Oh my God, even though Melbourne isn't far from where I live, oh my God, I still got lost. And Google Maps sent me, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Google Maps sent me on, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Has that ever happened to you? Has Google Maps ever sent you on a wild goose chase somewhere, and instead of following the normal directions to go somewhere, you end up going here, there, and everywhere? And that's what Google Maps has done with me today. So it was supposed to take me a bit over half an hour to get here. And so therefore it ended up taking me over an hour to get here. Can you believe that? All because of Google Maps. And every time I checked Google Maps, and I went back out and I went back into the app, and they kept changing the directions, and I'm like, oh my God. And I just hate it when Google Maps do that, you know? And I have no idea why Google Maps would want to do that. I mean, all I'm doing is wasting fuel, you know? But, I mean, it's not the first time that Google Maps has sent me on a wild goose chase somewhere, you know. But at least I ended up finding, where to go, and I ended up getting here on time. So that's all that matters. So everything turned out good. So yeah, so I'll give you another update when I find out the results from Dr. Watt. The results from the ultrasound is. So fingers crossed that everything is okay. And fingers crossed that I can find out what's causing the pain, and so therefore I'll be able to make the pain stop. Even though, like I said, I don't get the pain too often, but I've been putting up with this pain now for quite a while, actually. But like I said, it's not like every day, all day, every day. It just comes and goes occasionally. And when it does come, oh my God, it's absolutely horrible, because the pain is so bad. It's so severe that I can't do anything, So when the pain comes, all I can do is just stop what I'm doing. Well, I have to, because you're in that much pain where you can't move, so you can't do anything anyway. And that's so, well, all I can do is hope for the best, can't I? Because this isn't the first time that I've had troubles with my gut, I've had troubles with my gut a few years ago, actually, believe it or not. And I was actually dying, and what happened is that I was just so lucky and so grateful that my son paid for my surgery, and I had life-saving surgery on my stomach, which saved my life, or else, because if I didn't have that surgery back then, in 2021, I wouldn't be here now, So I'm just really grateful for that, because what happened, and again, it comes back to the domestic violence, just like with everything else. It always comes back to the domestic violence, because when I was experiencing the domestic violence when I was married, and I was married for 22 years, and 22 years is a long time to be experiencing domestic violence. And the domestic violence was so severe, like the physical abuse was always 10 out of 10. I suffered so many broken bones. He broke my ribs, he broke my nose. I was always black and blue. It was just shocking, And he's pushed the wall unit on top of me, leaving me for dead with this heavy wall unit on top of me. And that's why I have a bad back now. He stabbed me in the left breast with a long kitchen knife, cutting me. He strangled me a few times. He bashed me in my sleep, breaking my rib. He strangled me when I was asleep too. And, oh my God, it was just so much stuff, He was always threatening to take my life away from me. And I was always constantly fearing for my well-being and my safety, as well as my son's well-being and safety too, because it's not just me, it's my son too. And my son, he also has post-traumatic stress disorder as well. I have post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, nightmares, intrusive thoughts, etc. You know, and the mental abuse was always far, far worse than the physical abuse. So here I was experiencing physical abuse with the mental abuse at the same time. You know, like he would be calling all these different names, like saying, you're a useless bitch, you're a stupid mole, you know, while he's bashing me and threatening to kill me, you know, while laughing at me, thinking it's so funny. You know, and now I have 3 permanent injuries that I have to live with for the rest of my life, including my clavicle, my spine, and my wrist. And so, because of the domestic violence was so bad and so severe, well, what I used to do is I used to take Panadeine Forte. Well, I mean, I had to because I was in so much chronic pain because the pain was excruciating from constantly being bashed every day, and I'm talking day after day after day after day for over 2 decades. And like I said, the mental abuse was always far worse than the physical abuse, and the physical abuse was always 10 out of 10. So that gives you an idea how bad the mental abuse was. And so here I was trying to fix the problem by taking Panadeine Forte, but by doing that I ended up creating another problem instead. And what happened is because I wasn't taking the Panadeine Forte with food, I was taking the Panadeine Forte on an empty stomach. Because I was also anorexic, remember? And that's why I'm anemic now. And so what happened is because the Panadeine Forte was eating all of my intestinal wall. So therefore, the Panadeine Forte created holes in the wall of my intestine. So every time I was eating something or I drank something, it would go straight into my bloodstream. And I was wondering, why am I feeling really blur and yucky after I eat something or drink something? And that was why, but I did not know that at that time. And so therefore I did not know that I was dying. And so not long after I moved into my apartment, I went to see a stomach specialist. And all of a sudden, she told me exactly what was happening. And all of a sudden, everything made sense. And so I had to have life-saving surgery. And I remember the morning when I had the surgery after waking up, and she said to me, as soon as I woke up, she said to me, "Oh, you are so lucky. You are very lucky." And so I was lucky and grateful to have that surgery. So, and my son, he really looked after me. You know, he drove me to the surgery and he picked me up and he paid for my surgery, and he was great, you know. He helped me get undressed and dressed when I was in, before the surgery and all, and after the surgery and all that, and he was really great, you know. It's really good to be able to, you know, if I ever need my son for anything like, you know, like when I had the cochlear implant. My son, he took time off work. He took 2 days off work, actually. And he drove me into the hospital, and he stayed with me while I was in the hospital having the surgery for the cochlear implant, and he drove me back home again. And he's the best son ever. He always takes care of me, and he looks after me financially, and I don't know. I still can't believe he's my baby. But, like I said, so this isn't the first time I've had problems with my gut. So, like I said, I have no idea what the problem is this time, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it's nothing major. So I'll find out when I see my doctor next week. And so, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it till then. And I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but like I said, so this isn't the first time I've had problems with my gut, like I just explained. And if you ever take any medication like Panadol or anything like that, make sure you always take them with food. Every single time, always take them with food. That's a mistake that I made, but I did not know. No one ever said to me, take the Panadol with food. I did not know that. And so again, I learnt the hard way again. And it was about 3 weeks before my surgery. And I'm thinking, because I did not know if my surgery was going to be successful or not. So I knew there was only going to be 2 outcomes. I was either going to live or I was going to die. And I had no idea which one was going to happen. And at that point in time, I was thinking about doing van life. But I kept putting it off, thinking, I'll do it later. So 3 weeks before my surgery, I'm thinking, oh no, I haven't done all the things that I've wanted to do yet. And if I die, I'm going to be really peeved off. And that was when I realized I have to live my life now, or else I'm going to miss out. And so, thank you, Lord. I'm so grateful that the surgery went well and that I was cured. And as soon as I recovered from that surgery, I went and bought this van and I started van life straight away. And ever since then, I've been living my life to the full, and I no longer put anything off. And that's what you have to do too. Live your life now while you can. Then that way, if something ever happens, and you won't regret not doing the things that you wanted to do or that you want to do, because I'm telling you, it's a real awful feeling knowing that you're going to die and that there are things that you want to do that you haven't done yet. And oh my God, I'm just so grateful that I had a second chance at living life, because not everyone gets a second chance at living life. This is why it's important to live your life now while you can, and live it to the full and enjoy living your life now, because we only get to live once. And we're only here on borrowed time, And once your time's up, that's it. It's up. There's nothing more you can do about it, is there? So, live your life now and do all the things that you want to do now while you can. And enjoy living your life your way. Don't worry about anyone else. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Just be happy and live your life your way, the way to do the things that you want to do. Simple as that. And you don't want to learn this the hard way like I did, because you may not get a second chance. So, I'll make another video and give you an update video after I find out the results from my doctor next week. So, fingers crossed, and hopefully that everything is okay, and that I'll be able to find out what's causing the pain and make the pain stop. And like I said, I did not realise that I was feeling so sore and tender around my rib cage until now when I had the ultrasound. And once you press down, I'm thinking, oh, why am I so sore and tender there? I did not realise I was so sore and tender until I had the ultrasound. I don't know. So I'm not going to dwell on it. I'll just wait until I see my doctor, and then I'll take it from there. Okay, so this video has been going for almost half an hour. That's long enough. It's just a quick update video to let you know what I'm doing, and that I've had an ultrasound done on my gut to find out what's what. So hopefully all is well. Okay, and hopefully this time on our way back home I won't get lost. And I hope Google Maps won't send me on another wild goose chase. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. But, like I said, I made it to my appointment on time. Luckily, I left early. And that's one of the reasons why I left early, just in case I did get lost. Because on this side of town, I don't know this side of town very well, where you've got like Kew and Melbourne and Camberwell and all those suburbs, And while I was driving around, I'm thinking, you know what, I would like to come back out here in the near future, with Kelly, and do some camping out here and check out some caravan parks around this area and do some exploring in that. So I think I'll do that. So that's going on my bucket list, to come back out this way and check out all the different suburbs and do some stealth camping in the van out this way. So yeah, so there's another thought. Okay, so oh shit. I just scared myself. Okay, so thanks for joining me for today's quick video. And please subscribe to my channel to support me. And don't forget to give my videos a thumbs up. And I will see you, darling, in my next video. So until then, please take care. And of course, drive safely. Bye-bye, darling.